This morning in our series, The Upside. This is the year that marks the 100th anniversary of the Harlem Renaissance. I got a chance to learn about a woman who played a key role. Her name is A'Lelia Walker, the only daughter of trailblazing entrepreneur Madam C.J. Walker. She was an influencer with a gift for bringing folks together, and now her great-great-granddaughter is making sure her story lives on.
Well, I'm so glad that you get a chance to see what Madam Walker would have seen. This was, she said, her dream of dreams. This was the place that was kind of the pinnacle, the representative of her success.
In Irvington, New York, a suburb just north of Manhattan, sits Villa Lewaro, a sprawling 1900s estate of America's first self-made female millionaire, Madam C.J. Walker. She built a successful hair care empire with the launch of her wonderful hair grower in 1906. After her death in 1919, Walker's home was inherited by her only daughter, A'Lelia. Who was A'Lelia Walker?
Langston Hughes called her the joy goddess of Harlem's 1920s because of her great parties. She would walk into a room, heads would turn. People knew that she was really kind of the first black celebrity heiress. She was an influencer and a convener.
Today, her great-granddaughter, A'Lelia Bundles, is bringing her story to life in a biography called Joy Goddess, just in time for the 100th anniversary of the Harlem Renaissance, an African-American cultural movement of the 1920s and 30s. Was A'Lelia Walker as much responsible for helping usher in the Harlem Renaissance as much as being a part of it?
A'Lelia Walker, in some ways, was a catalyst. She helped create a sense of community. She traveled to Paris, London, Rome, Addis, Cairo in 1921 and 22. Her circle expanded to an international group of friends. When they would come visit the United States, she would have parties for them. So her circle began to include both the cultural people who were part of Harlem, the political people, the intellectuals, but it also included people who were from Europe and Africa.
How important was that for the Harlem Renaissance? Because, you know, yes, in New York people knew what was happening, but obviously, thanks to her patronage, this spread far and wide.
She was kind of one of those original party planners, influencers, but there was always a purpose to it. It wasn't just bringing people together, it was so people could meet each other, so they could mingle.
For Bundles, understanding Walker's influence required a deep dive into her belongings, a trove of artifacts passed down through her family.
This is A'Lelia Walker at the Sphinx and at the pyramids.
It's amazing.
And this is my entry into learning about A'Lelia Walker. When I was 3 or 4 years old, you could come
Are these like mummies?
Yeah, these are little mummy charms. Because my family says everything, I actually have the receipt where she bought 12 pieces of enameled mummies.
Wow, she really kept her receipts.
Right, she kept her receipts.
She's got receipts.
She kept her receipts.
1 gong, 1 service of coffee.
Right.
18 finger bowls, 12 small gongs.
So these were gifts. And then she had a travel diary. This is on the SS Paris. She's in first class. You know, imagine a black woman in November of 1921 in first class.
You also have a beautiful shawl here.
She dressed beautifully, and you can see the lovely beadwork.
It's amazing that this is held up. It speaks to the workmanship. Wow. Researching and writing about her namesake was a labor of love, but there's a much larger message Bundles wants folks to understand.
I would love for people to see, first, a really amazing woman, but also to see the role of women during the Harlem Renaissance. The story of the Harlem Renaissance has basically been the story of men. And during the last few decades, there are a lot more biographies about women. This community of middle-class black women who were professionals, who were hosting events, who were raising money for charitable causes. I would love for people to see that world of Harlem.
It really was amazing walking through history.
Yeah, fascinating story.
Yeah, and one of the reasons A'Lelia Bundles wanted to write this book was to give the next generation an historically accurate depiction of her great-grandmother, a privilege that she actually didn't get to have. So, Joy Goddess, available right now.
How cool were those little mummies?
I know, that's amazing. And that she had the receipts.
Yeah.
That is some record keeping.
That is.
An archive for the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
Really awesome.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.